Yeah, good morning. Good morning, all. Online students, is my voice is loud and clear? Online students, done. Okay, guys. So in the last class, we have seen in terms of from the starting, I in terms of starting from Python. Initially we have seen with respect to the introduction to Python, and from there we moved on to the installation of Python. And I have shown you what are the various ways to execute the Python and how to install the Anaconda. And I hope everyone has installed the Anaconda. And I already told you how to set working directory in Jupyter Notebook. What is meant by working directory means whatever the Jupyter Notebook file you are going to work now, that file is called as working directory. Okay, that particular file location is called as working directory. So how to set your working directory in the Jupyter Notebook means in terms of where you have to save. In the last class, I have told you create one folder in the D drive, and in the D drive, you keep that D drive, whatever the folder you have created, that one you give in the Jupyter Notebook so that all your files will be saved in that same location. That particular file, whatever the file you have created, whatever the folder you have created, the folder, right? Yes, here one of the student is saying, yesterday I have changed the shortcut. The target of the Jupyter Notebook, whatever you are having, in the last, it will be percentage user profile, right? Percentage user profile, it will be there. Just you have to modify that one and you have to replace the path. Okay. So if you click on the Jupyter Notebook and if you click on the properties, here there is a path is there. So in the target file, come to the last position and in the inverted commas, here in the inverted commas, you are going to modify instead of percentage user profile, percentage will be there. That one you have to replace with your folder name. Whatever the folder name you have created, that one you have to replace. By default, you will have percentage user profile percentage. That is the default one. Now, in my case, I have changed it to D drive. I have kept complete D drive as my working directory. D drive I have kept. I have not created any folder in the drive. I have given completely D drive only in my case. So that is the reason here in my D drive. See, in my D drive, what are the folders are there? In my D drive, Naresh IT, Google Drive, and some print. 3 folders are there. The same 3 folders you can see in my original one. So in my home directory, you can see here Naresh IT, Google Drive, and print. These are the 3 folders. Why I'm getting these 3 folders? Because I have given my D drive as my working directory, right? So set your working directory in the Jupyter Notebook, right? Once you have set, now all the files will be saved in the same folder. Now, coming to in today's class, we are going to discuss the data types in Python. The next concept is data types. So in the last class, we have seen what is variables. Okay. What is variables and how to assign the variables, that is variable assignment. Okay. And from there, we have seen in terms of what is how to how to assign the multiple variable assignment. And from there, we went to the how to delete the variables by using the del keyword. Del is called as keyword. Okay. So now what is the difference between the keyword? What is the difference between keyword versus function? What is the keyword versus function? Okay. So we are having keyword versus function. I have already uploaded the notes, and once again, let me check and I will upload once again. Okay. Sujan Chaudhary, just I will show you how to access the notes also. I will show you in today's class. Just 2 minutes. Okay. Now, here the question is, What is the difference between the keyword versus function? Yesterday, whatever we have discussed, the del. Del is called as keyword and print is called as function. These two are this is keyword and this is the function. Any function will have the parenthesis like this. A function will have the parenthesis in terms of parenthesis. Any function, whatever the function you have using, the function will have parenthesis like this. So if you are having any open and close brackets like this, then it is function in the Python. Then it is considered as a function in Python. It is function in Python. If anything, any open and close brackets are there, that is called as function in Python. If there is no open and close bracket, the keywords, these are the keywords. Already I have told you the list of keywords. So some of the keywords are del, if, else, like this. We are having some keywords. These are the keywords. They are not functions. They are keywords. They are having some meaning. Like del is having some meaning to delete the variables. Print is the function, right? So in the last class, we have seen in terms of variables, variable assignment, multiple variable assignment, and how to delete the variables. And also we have discussed about the print function, how to use the print function, and using the print function, how we can get the output in Python. How we are going to get output in Python, right? Now, in today's class, next topic is data types. Heading is data types. Data types. Okay. Now, data. Data types means, first let us understand data. What is meant by data? Data means nothing but value. Whatever you are going to store, the right side of equal to symbol, whatever is there, that is called as value. That is only called as data. Data means nothing but value. Now, based on the value, we are having different objects. Based on the value, we have different objects. Based on the value. Example, based on students' strength, we have different classrooms sizes. How we are having the different classrooms, different sizes of classroom sizes. How the size of the classroom. For example, in this class, as of now, these many students are there. So you are sitting here. For example, I'm having only 5 students or 10 students. Why this much of big classroom? Unnecessarily. What is the problem, sir? If you give this much of classroom also, what is the problem? For 5 students, if you select this much of classroom, big size classroom, what is the problem is, see here, when we are having the size of the classroom, maintenance will be more. Cleaning, whatever the cleaning cost will be there, or with respect to electricity bill is there, whatever the maintenance is there, everything will be more. When the classroom size is less, the maintenance will be less. Expenditure cost will be less. So based on the student strength, we are going to select the classroom size. Similarly, here also based on the value, we are having the different objects. Objects are nothing but, each object is nothing but data type. Each object is data type. So one object was designed for one purpose, one object was designed for one purpose. All the objects in the Python are not same. Okay. So now each object, whatever you are having, each object is, each data type is a data type. Now, for example, if you are having a numerical value, one numerical value, here the point is, if you are having one numerical value without decimal, if you are having only one numerical value without decimal, then we are going to use the int object. We use int object to store that value. We use the int object to store that value. And if you are having one numeric value, single numerical value with decimal, then we are going to use, in that case, we are going to use float object. We are going to use the float object. Float object means float data type. Okay. So the data, the value will be stored in the float. If you are having only one string value, string means one non-numerical data, only one non-numerical data. If you are having one non-numerical value means is also called as data. Object means also called as data type. Okay, I have told already, each object is data type. Object or data type both are same. Value or data both are same. You can use as per your choice. If you are having a non-numerical data, that to one, only one, in that case, we are going to use the string data type. String data type. We are going to use the string data type. This one is float data type. And here we are going to use int data type. Int data type. These all of them are used for one only, one value. You can't store more than one. If you are having either true or false as the value, if you are having either true or false as the value, then these two will be stored in the Boolean data type. Boolean data type. Only these two. Okay. So if you are having only one numerical value, you can't store multiple. In the int object, for example, I have created one cabin. In that cabin, only one chair is allocated. If you can't bring the second chair into that, there is no space. There is no space in that. Only one chair can be accommodated in that particular room. That room was designed like that. That particular room was designed to accommodate only one chair and one person only can sit. Second person has to enter into that room means first this whatever the person is there, that person has to come out. That room was designed like that. That is also still called as room only. 100 people sit also, that is also called as room only. One person sit also, it is called as room only. That is small size room. This is big size room. So here the int object was designed. Int object means room. The room was designed to store only one numerical value. It can't store more than one. If you want to store more than one, if you want to store more than one value in a single object, if you want to store more than one, then you have to go with the advanced data types. Advanced data types. These four of them comes under fundamental data types. These four of them comes under fundamental data types. Why fundamental data types means? Because they can store only one value. Because they store only one value. Since they can store only one value, so they are called as fundamental data types. The objects are designed like that in the Python. Okay, if you want to store more than one single value in a single object, okay, object is one only, but inside the A you require 10, 11, 12, 13, like this you want multiple. Okay, more than one means infinite, no restriction, infinite. Okay, then in that case, you have to go with the advanced data types. First one is called as list data type. Second one is called as tuple data type. Tuple data type. Third one is called as set data type. And the fourth one is called as dictionary data type. These four comes under advanced. These four of them comes under advanced data types. Okay, so in the last class when we are discussing, when we are having the bracket like this and two values are there, then automatically it is a tuple object. Why tuple means? Because it stores the multiple values. Okay, what is advanced data types means? Simply, what is advanced data types? Advanced data types means where it can store more than one value. Where it can store more than one value in a single object. Okay, yes. These advanced data types are also called as containers in Python. In Python, they are called as containers. Containers means containing multiple things. Containers. And they are also called as data structures in Python. Advanced data types are also called as containers, are also called as data structures. Why? Why it is called as data structures? Containers means containing multiple values. Meaning is okay. Why it is called as data structure? That we'll discuss later. Okay, first let us complete these four. Today and tomorrow it will take for us to complete these four. And exclusively, see here. Okay, first we are going to complete. We are in this one. Today we are going to complete int, float, boolean, and string. Once these are completed, later we are going to discuss the list, tuples, sets, and dictionaries. That is somewhat big one. So we have to discuss separately. List itself will take one class, complete one class. Okay. And once these are completed, we'll move on to the loops, functions. From there, we'll move on to the arrays. After moving to arrays, pandas. Okay. That is the order. We'll discuss everything one by one. Okay. Now, let's start with the first one is integer. What is integer? One numerical value with no decimal. So it can be either positive or negative or zero, anything. Minus infinity, plus infinity, but no decimal. Okay. Now, so here, as one of the student in said the basic data type was completed, sir, on demo. No, it was not completed. Having the overview is different, in-depth is different. Now we are going to discuss today and tomorrow. In depth we are going to discuss. Right? A is equal to 10. So here I'm going to write A is equal to 10. This is my first object, which I'm going to create in the Python. So A is equal to 10, print A. Print A means whatever the value is inside the A, it is going to print. Now, A is equal to 10. What is the meaning of this? First, the meaning of this one is assigning the value to a variable. And by using the equal to, you are assigning the value. What is the value? Means 10. You are assigning to A. And when you are asking the print means you are asking in terms of what is there inside the A, and it is showing that 10. This is a function. Now, similarly, we are having one more function called as type. Type is a function. What is the use of type means? Which is used to check the data type. If you want to see what is the data type, you are going to ask type of A. Type of A means it is going to give that data type. So type of A means it is going to first collect the what is the A value. It is going to collect first A value. A value is 10. Type of 10. It is going to check. So it is a numerical value without decimal. That too single value is there. So it is called as int type, and you are going to get the output like int. Type will give you the data type. Next, ID. ID will give you the address of the object. It will give the address of the object where it is located in the RAM. So ID gives the address. This is also one of the function. Print is a function, type is a function, ID is a function. ID gives you the address of the object. Next, here, whatever the fundamental data types are there, all the fundamental data types, all fundamental data types are immutable. This point is more important and interview question. Here there is an interview question. No doubt, 100 out of 100% you'll get the interview question. This one, 100% you have to get. Okay. Now, what is meant by immutable? we are having two types. One is called as immutable and the second one is called as mutable. Okay, immutable and mutable. Now, what is immutable? Two options are there. And the question is, what is the difference between the immutable versus mutable? That is the interview question. Interview question is, what is the difference? Generally, in the interview, they'll ask most of the times difference only. While they ask the difference, in one shot, you are going to explain the mutable at the same time immutable also. Instead of asking two different questions, what is mutable, what is immutable, like this, instead of asking two different questions, if I ask directly what is the difference means, in one shot, both will be covered. Two questions will be covered. So most of the questions would be with respect to difference. Now, here, immutable. Now, what is meant by immutable? Okay. Now, immutable means we can't replace, we can't modify the value. We can't modify the value in the original object. We can't modify the value in the original object. This original object point is important. The last word is important. We can't modify the value in the original object. Once the object is created, we can't do modification. Okay. Once, one more point. Once both are same, that point and this point both are same. Once we create object, we can't do modification. No modification is allowed. All the fundamental data types are this one only. Okay. Once we create the object, we can't do the modification. No more modification. Okay. What modification? Value. We can't modify the value. Now, point is very simple. Now, let's see one example. Here, I told you int, float, string, boolean. 4 of them are immutable only. 4 of them are immutable. Okay. And now, so here, I have created A is equal to 10. 10. A. Now, tell me, guys, what is A? What is the object of A? Int object. Int object comes under mutable or immutable? Immutable. Now, immutable means now I'm writing A is equal to 45. See, A is equal to 45. Now I'm asking print A. Print A means 45 it is printing. Okay, sir. Happy now. Sir, I think now 45 was, it can't do in the original object. What has happened means it has deleted the previous object completely and it has created a new object called as 45. The previous object was deleted. Why, sir? Previous object 45 is there now. A is there. You can simply, sorry, the previous object 10 is there. First, you have created 10. First, you can replace the 10 like this now. Simply, you can just erase only 10 and you can fill only 45 inside like this now. Like that possible only for the mutable objects. For immutable objects, this option is not there. Once the object is created, we can't do the modification. We can't do. Then what happens means 45 will be created with A. Since this is already having this one, it will be erased. If you want, you can check the ID. So the previous ID and the new ID, both are different. Both the objects are different. If the both objects are indicating to the same means it has replaced. Point is clear? If both of them are indicating to the same means it is replacing in the original one. If both of them are not indicating to the same object means it is a different object. That is different. This is different. Is the point is clear? Once again. So here A is equal to 10. First I'm writing A is equal to 10. Okay. Now here when I'm creating A is equal to 10, 10 with A. It is creating 10 with A. Done. When I'm writing A is equal to 45, first step it is going to see whether 45 object, any A is available or not. A is already available. That too it is a immutable object. Immutable object means I can't replace. So what it is going to do means it will create the new one with A and the existing one will be deleted like this. This will happen in the backend. Now, if you print A, 45 is printing. If you ask the ID, it is printing the new ID, new address. This is the way it works. For example, let us assume it is a mutable object. A is equal to 10. It is a mutable. Assume it is a mutable object. In that case, what happens? If you write A is equal to 45, it comes whether it will check whether A is available. Yes, A is available. Simply it will come and it will replace like this. Then before ID and after the ID will be the same because both are indicating to the same object now. Why ID will change? Object means nothing but building. Yesterday I have drawn the diagram. What is meant by object means it is called as some kind of building. In that building, we are having this one value. Is the point is clear? Now, for example, let us take one more. Sir, show us one example for the mutable. Mutable means we can modify. Mutable means we can modify the value in the original object itself. In the original object itself, we can do the modification. So we can do the modification in the original object. We can modify the value in the original object itself. Sir, example for that. All the fundamental data types are immutable. So int, float, string, boolean, none of them is mutable. What is mutable means list. List is mutable. List is mutable. Okay. So now I'm going to show you an example so that you will get a clarity. So I'm going to take here some list 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And I'm asking, this is the L and I'm asking print L. Okay. Print L and it is going to give something like this. And I'm going to ask you the ID of L. Okay. ID of L. Now what I'm going to do is within the L, I'm going to replace the first value with 10. Now if I print my L value, once again I'm printing the L. Now you can see first value was replaced with 10. And if I ask what is the ID of L, you can see the same ID before and after. Though I have created first 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the latest value is 10, 2, 3, 4 also. Still the ID remains same. Is the point is clear? What happened here means in the backend, in this case, what happened? It has created first like this 1, 2, 3, 4. And it has given the name L like this. Now, once this is completed, I asked what is the address and it has given the address. Now, in this case, what happened means it has went to the L. Within the L, here it has replaced the 10. What is this? Don't ask now. You'll understand in the later. Okay. Now, when it has replaced, it has went into the original object. Inside the original object, here it has replaced. Now, since it has replaced in the original object only, now after replacement also, you are having the same address. It has not deleted the previous object. Without deleting, it has replaced that directly. So it has modified. Modification means adding a new value, replacing the existing value, or in terms of deleting the value inside that value. Any one, if you can do any one also, it is called as mutable object only. If you can't do any one of them also, then only it is called as immutable. Is the point is clear? Right? Now, here I'm having in terms of, see, list dot clear. I'm going to use the clear. What happens in this what means here I'm having in terms of what is the list I'm having? L. What is the L value? 10, 2, 3, 4. This is the L value. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear all the values. Now what is the L miss? It is going to give me empty list. If I ask here, it will print for me the empty list. Object is not deleted. Values only deleted. Okay. So all these things you'll understand further one by one. As of now, you have to understand only one thing simple is in terms of all the fundamental data types are immutable and we can't replace them or we can't delete them or we can't add into them. For example, you are having something like this 45 with A. You can't add a new value. You can't add. For example, I want to add 12 inside this. No, it is not possible. Sir, I want to replace 45 with 450. No, that is also not possible. I want to delete only the 45. No, that is also not possible. Sir, I want to replace with 10. Nothing is possible. What is possible? Deleting the entire object is possible. Deleting the entire object only possible. Inside, you can't do modification. Inside, you can't do modification. No modifications inside. Inside that, we can't do anything. Is the point is clear? Next one is float. Next point is float. Now, what is float? Float means a numerical value with decimal. B is equal to 3.99. Now I'm asking print B. It is printing the B. Now I'm asking what is the type of B? What is the type of B means? It is going to give us the float. The output is float. Type will give the data type. ID will give the address. Where type will give the data type. Right? And next, Boolean. So if you are having the value, if the value is either true or false, if value true or false as the value, then it is called as Boolean data type. True, out of true, T is caps lock. Again, if it is small t, then it is not called as Boolean. Only caps lock T, small letter R, UE. This is only considered as the Boolean data type. So TRUE or false, these two are considered as the Boolean values. Right? Boolean. Now, most important thing, in the real life, okay, you are going to enter into the company, and in the company on the day one, they are going to explain for you some kind of project. Okay, they will give the project overview. On the day one, first time when you enter into the company, they'll give you the project overview. Your team leader or your manager, your senior, whatever the person, they will give you the project overview. When they are giving the project overview, okay, this is the overview of the project and these are the things we are going to work, this one, that one, we are going to work, something they are going to say in the first day. And in the first day, if they ask you, is there any questions? Your seniors generally will ask you, is there any questions? After giving a brief overview, if they ask you what is there any questions means, you have to say the answer as no. No. Sir, I am not able to understand, sir. Still, you have to say the answer as no only. Why, sir? Because just now they are explaining now. Immediately after, just while explaining itself, you will understand everything. Now, what you are going to say in that case situation means, sir, please share the data. We'll go through. And if you are having any doubts, we'll let you know. In the companies, once we get any new project or any new things, first we have to say is, sir, please give us time for checking and we'll ask what are the doubts we are having. Is the point is clear? What is the meaning of that? Means you are having the tendency to learn. That school, that is office is not the school to teach letter to letter for you. To make with respect to every small things. So first they are going to give the overview for you. When they have given the overview for you, just you are going to understand. And in the meeting, you are going to say, please share the data first. By the time you will receive the data, before itself, you will receive the data to your mail. So what you are going to say, Miss, sir, please give us time so that we'll go through that one and we'll let you know if any questions. So morning, every day morning, first hour itself, you will have one meeting. Morning, there will be one meeting. In that meeting, they will tell you what you have to do today. Evening, one meeting will be there. Every day, compulsory 2 meetings. Compulsory. Evening, one meeting will be there. In the evening meeting, they are going to check how much work you have done. Morning, they are going to assign the work for you. And evening, they are going to check how much work you have done. Now when they have assigned some work for you and you are having some doubts, now two options you are having. while working while working while working means once they have explained the overview, you have started working. When you are working, generally you are having some doubts. Now what are the options are there? Option number one, call to SRK. Okay, Google, call SRK and ask the doubt. This is option number one. Check in Google. Not second one is in terms of asking your senior directly. Typing one sentence, array I'm doubtra. Again typing one sentence, sir doubt sir. Again typing one sentence, sir doubt sir. This is second way. Third way is to check yourself where the mistake, or you have to check yourself in the Google and you have to rectify on your own. Three options are there. If you select either first option or second option, what happens? After that project, you will come out. Simple. Once the project is completed, or if with the project in the starting stage also, simply they'll throw you outside. They'll kick you. Nowadays, everyone are saying outside Russian is there, layoffs are there, and they are removing now. Which people they'll remove is this type of people only. In my company, one person is there. One particular person. That particular person, every 10 minutes once, sir, doubt, sir. Of course, he will not say sir, he will say SRK. SRK doubt. And I will explain something. Again, after 10 minutes or 20 minutes, SRK, again doubt. He is junior to me and I'm the senior. For me also some work will be there. Na? If he is continuously disturbing me, what I have to do? What I have to do then? Now tell me, this is the situation. Now tell me what I have to do. If it is the situation in my company, what you will do generally? You are the senior and you are working. For you also some work will be assigned. And your juniors are disturbing continuously. What you are going to do in this case? Same thing we will also do. This person is completely disturbing me. We are going to say when my work will not be completed. When my work is not completed, simply I'm going to say to my people that my work was not completed. This junior is disturbing continuously. What my people will do is SRK, his junior salary is just 4 lakhs. Your salary is almost 20 lakhs. Your salary is 20 lakhs means per month we are paying almost 2 lakhs. Per day 10,000. For him, we are just paying in terms of per day only in terms of only 2,000 or 5,000 or something like this. For you, we are paying 10,000. Your time is more precious than him. So don't waste your time on that. Simply remove him. And they'll remove. Next day HR, what they'll do is simply they'll remove. Without any notification, simply they'll send one mail that thanks for your services and from tomorrow, please don't come. Point is clear? Now in this situation, why I have told you this one? That point also is clear. So simple. Concept is very simple. Here in terms of you'll have while discussing, you'll have multiple questions with you. But that questions you have to write in the notes. And after the class, you have to check on your own. You have to work on your own. Still, if you're not having that one miss, then you have to ask the questions. That is the reality. You have to practice in that way from the day one. While explaining, obviously you'll have in your mind some questions now. Each question you write in the notes. Every question, minute question you write in the notes. Yours is also a brain. Obviously, when I'm explaining, your brain will work. When your brain is working, obviously you'll have the doubts. I'm not saying that having the doubts is wrong. 100% you'll have the doubts. As a student level, you'll have the doubts. Thing is what you are going to do. Instantly you are going to ask her, or you are going to give the gap, and at the end you are going to check on your own and you are going to ask her. This is the point. Point is clear? So in the companies, the same thing will happen, guys. Remember. So in the tomorrow, when you are working 100%, whoever the person, for example, if you are depending on others, and if you are asking any question for others, 100% in your office, each and every person will observe you. And 100% in a company, one person will be there. Damn sure. No doubt in that. One person will be there. Every small thing he'll go to the HR and he'll say 24/7, this one only. One person in every company will be there. Every small thing, what happens in the company, he will observe and he will intimate to the HR. His work is only that. Okay. So HR also smoothly they will handle. So here finally the thing is the persons who are having the subjects will stay in the company. The persons who are not having the subject will simply come out of the company. But the persons who are coming out of the company, who has got laid off by the companies, they will not say that, I'm not having the subject, so that is the reason they have removed me. None of them will accept like that. Everyone will say one thing only called as, for better opportunity, I only have came out. None of them will accept that I am a worst person. I will ask continuously the questions. So that is the reason they have removed me. None of them will accept like that once they come out. None of the person in the world will accept like that, including me also. If they have removed me also, officially I will say that for better opportunity only I have came out. I think I will get a better salary. Who will say that I am a stupid? I don't know anything. Who will accept like that? Point is in terms of learning. So whatever the doubts you are having, each and every doubt in your last page, you have to write. Assume that this is same kind of meeting was happening in your company. How your seniors are going to explain for you, in the same way I'm explaining something. Seniors are going to explain something new only for you. In the meeting, obviously they'll explain new only. Why? Same thing, if you already know, while they'll explain in the class again. They also explain new things only in the office. That is also new for you. At that time also your brain will work in the same way. Only thing you have to do is your questions you have to write at the last page and you have to ask at the end. Either you can ask or you have to check on your own why it is happening, how, this one, that one, whatever in your mind is there, everything you have to practice. Is the point is clear, guys? Done. I assume that for whom I have told all these things, that person has understood. Right? Now, coming to this, if you are having the value either true or false, if the value is either true or false, then in that case, it is called as Boolean data type. So here, the value means right side one. Whatever I'm having on the right side, it is called as value. Right? So here, B1 is equal to true. So true means since it is a non-numerical data, that to non-numerical data, it comes under true or false. So this will comes under Boolean data type bool. Shortcut is bool. Either true or false, even false also. If you write here false. Sir, other than true and false, let us try with another one, sir. Or let us take a small f. Then also it will throw the error. Simply it will throw the error. If you are not using this caps lock f, it will throw the error. Now, what is this error means? False is not defined. Means it is assuming the false is as a variable name. It is assuming this one as a variable name. Now, here false should be considered as a value, not as a variable name. It is a value. So now what happens? It is going to create the object. Inside that, it is going to store the false and it is going to give the name called as B1. Right? Now, next one is in terms of same B1. Now let us see the ID of B1. ID of B1 is something like this. Now I'm going to change B1 is equal to true. I'm changing this one. Now see the ID. ID was changed automatically. Why ID was changed? Because it has created a new object. It can't replace in the existing one. It has created a new object called as true with B1 and the old one was deleted. This one was deleted in the backend. So that is the reason you have got the new ID. Is the point is clear? It is a immutable. Next one is string. Okay. Where the string consists of multiple characters. Characters might be multiple, but value is one. Okay. So here string one non-numerical value. Value is one only. one value, one non-numerical value. Sir, one non-numerical value. True also comes under non-numerical only, na, basically. Except true or false. Except true or false. These two. Other than these two, non-numerical data, okay, comes under string. And the string has to be taken in terms of inverted commas. We are going to take in the inverted commas. So here, hello. Okay, this is inverted commas. Inverted commas you can take either with respect to single quotes, double quotes, or triple quotes. Triple single quotes, triple double quotes. Anything is okay. Okay, so you can write the string. What is meant by string means which is in the non-numerical format. Generally, the numerical format will not be in the inverted commas. Okay, so which is in the inverted commas. Within the inverted commas, whatever the value is there, that is called as string. String is a combination of multiple, like text characters, special characters, everything. So here I'm going to take hello 1, 2, 3. Hello space 1, 2, 3. Now what happens? It is going to store the hello, 1, 2, 3. Hello space 1, 2, 3. And it is going to give the name as my string 1. The object will be created like this. All right. So if you are having any characters, non-numerical data, that too only one value. Sir, what is meant by one value? One value means one letter, not one letter. For example, hello is one value, Siva is one value. So two different values. So if you want to store two different values in a single object, then it is advanced. Here in the string, we can store only one value, either Siva or hello. Anything, any one, but it should be in the inverted commas. Is the point is clear, guys? So now here I'm going to use hello. My string 1 is equal to hello, and I'm printing my string 1, and it is going to give the output called as hello. If you see the output, hello. And if I ask this my string 2 is equal to hello, if I am asking this one, then also it is going to print the hello. What is the difference between these two? Here I have used the single quote, here I have used the double quote. So in the Python, there is no difference between the single quote versus double quote. Right? Now here I'm going to use the triple quote. So whether you are using the hello in the single quote or double quote or triple quote, there is no difference. Everything is same. When you are having the multi-line strings, if one line string you are having means no difference. But when you are having the multi-line string means the string was started from this line and ended in the second line. In that case, compulsory you have to use the triple quote only. Mandate. You can't go with the this one. For example, you are writing like this. In this case, it will throw the error, syntax error. When you are having the value in the two lines, when the value is in the two lines, when the string is of two lines, then in that case, you have to use the triple quote. Triple single quote. If you are opening with triple single quote means you have to close with the triple single quote like this. Is the point is clear? When you are having the multi-line string, the value you are having the multi-line, in that case, you have to go with like this. And when you're having with respect to one line, if it is in the one line, for example, data science is in one line only. In a single line, the value is there. Then you can go with the single quote or double quote. That is not a problem. But when it is in the second line, the value is in the second line, you have to go with the triple quote. Is the point is clear? Now, here, if you are having a numerical value without inverted commas, 1, 2, 3, and you are going to store in the var1, variable name is var1. And if you ask what is the type means, it is going to give the int type. Now the same numerical value, if it is in the inverted commas, then it is considered as a string. Same value is inside the inverted commas means string. So whatever the value inside the inverted commas will be considered as the string. Right? Now, if you want to see how many characters are there in the given string, how many characters are there, means you are going to use the length function. Length. L-E-N. Length function. So when you are using the length function, for example, here total how many characters are there? H-E-L-L-O. So first character, second character, third, fourth, fifth. Total 5 characters are there. For example, you are having one space, hello space. Total how many characters are there inside the inverted commas? 6 characters are there. You are having the space 1. Total how many characters? 7 characters. These are the 5 text characters, 1 special character space, 1 is number. Total 7 characters are there. For example, you are having dot, 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 3 dots. Total 10 characters are there. So it is just giving the total number of characters. And the length function can be applicable on the string. Len cannot be applicable on the int. It will throw the error. For example, if you take here 1, 2, 3. Okay, a is equal to 1, 2, 3. And if you ask len of a, then it will throw the error because a is a int type. For example, len of 123.2, that is float. If you apply the length of float value, any float, then also it will throw the error. In that case also it will throw the error. Float is not acceptable with len. See, the error also it is clearly saying the object type float object has no len function. Right? For example, you are having the true. A is equal to true means if you are applying the len of boolean, then also it will throw the error. Then also it will not accept. It will simply throw the error. And it says that the object type bool has no len function. Sir, for example, I'm having like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Something, some number is there. Just a minute. Some number. Now this number I want to calculate the total length, means total number of how many number of digits it is having. Then what I have to do, sir? First, this one, whatever you are having, this one, you have to convert to the string. So converting from one data type to another data type is called as typecasting. You are going to convert to the string of A. First, it will be converted to string. Now for string, you can apply the len function. Now you apply the len function on this and you're going to get the output. Total number of characters. Directly we can't apply on the int. So for that, what we are going to do, first we'll convert to string. Later we apply the same thing. Is the point is clear? So converting one format to another format is called as typecasting. That one only we are going to discuss next. It will come. Okay. Now, so len function can be applicable only on the strings. Next point is f string. Now, what is meant by f string? F means fill the value. So now what is meant by fill the value means here, see, I'm going to take, okay, I'm going to take in the inverted commas. I'm going to write in the inverted commas, my name is, okay. So I'm going to give the parenthesis. Sorry, not parenthesis, curly brackets. I'm going to give the curly brackets, and inside the curly brackets, I'm going to write here name. What is meant by name? Name means it is going to take this name in this position. Now here, if you observe this one, it will print as it is like this. It is not going to fill. When it will fill means when you write here F letter. In the starting, when you write the F letter, the name will be replaced with the Sam. Is the point is clear? Fill the variable. F means fill the variable. Once again, for example, this is my name. What is this called as? My name. Just I'm writing my name. What is this called as? String. It is a normal string, and string will be printed as it is. My name is, this is also called as string. It will be printed as is. And I'm writing curly brackets. It is also prints as is. No difference. If I write here something inside this name, then also it will print as is. No difference. It is also considering this one of the character. This is one of the character. This is one of the character. This is one of the character. And while if you create the object, for example, if you create the object C is equal to, how it is going to store means it will create in terms of my name is curly brackets inside that name. It will store like this and it will give the name called as C. So it will take as it is like this. Now, when you are using here F, when you are using F, automatically inside the curly brackets, whatever is there, that will be considered as the variable name. That will be considered as the variable name. Without F, see, without F, it is in the red color. When I have written the F, automatically it has taken this one as the black color. Suddenly black color it has converted. It is considering this one as a variable. And that variable is getting filled with the SAM. So that is called as F string. Sir, for example, you are writing here some called as N. Have you created N variable? No, it is going to throw the error that N is not defined. That variable is not created means it will throw the error. If the variable is available only, it will fill that value. Is the point is clear? F means similar kind of in terms of filling. Now, see here, my number is curly brackets open num and my name is name. Now, this is entire one is called as string. String, complete string only. String will be considered as a string only. But when I have taken here F, automatically num will be replaced with whatever the number is there. What is the number I have created? 12. And name will be replaced with the Sam. So my number is 12 and my name is Sam. This is called as F string. F means fill the string, right? Now, so here what I'm going to do is just I'm going to print this one. Simply you can write inside the print and automatically it will be printed. Sir, what is the difference between the earlier you have not taken the print now? Earlier you have not applied the print function. In that case, it has given you the inverted commas here. When you have used the printer, inverted commas will not be printed. That is the only difference. Okay, when you are applying the print on this, just it is going to give like this. If the variable is filled means, if the variable, for example, I'm asking my number is B. First, it is going to check whether B is available or not. How it is going to check means, first it will ask B. Yes, B is there. B object we have created, where we have created in the float. Here we have created the B is equal to 3.99. Since that object B is equal to 3.99 is available, now, so here it is going to fill the B value 3.99. Name is available? Yes, name also available, Sam. So it is going to fill the, my number is 3.99 and name is Sam. Right? This is one way. Second way is inverted commas you are going to give like this. After that, dot format. If you are not using the dot format, from here to here, asterisk will be printed. When you are using the dot format, okay, now here total how many curly brackets are there? 2. Now in the first one, what you want to fill? In the second one, what you want to fill? In the first one, I want to fill with the num. In the second curly bracket, I want to fill with the name. So automatically, indirectly, it is equal to writing the num here, or writing the name here. Both are same. Okay. Now, same answer. If you write here like this, whatever the output you are getting, this one, both are same. Sir, for example, I'm having like this, sir. First one is print my number is whatever I'm having from here to here. My number is comma. Up to here, I'm going to take the comma and num. And from here, again, the second string. I'm going to add the next string. What are the next string is there? And here I'm going to end the string. And I'm going to give the comma and name. Now tell me, guys, my number is up to here. It is a string. It is a value. Value will be printed as it is, followed by num. What is num? 12. It will also print. After that, and my name is, it will print. And name. What is name? Sam. So what is the difference you have observed this one output between this one versus this one versus this one? Let me add the print for each of them. Print, print, print. So three of them are same. Any difference? So this is option number one, where in this option I have used here value. Yesterday I have told you combination of values and variables you can print. So this is a value, this is a variable, and again this is a value, this is a variable. In the last class we have discussed, right? In the print, what are the options are there? So first you are printing the first value and variable, second value and variable. Now when you come into this point, here you are using the F string. F string means you are going to fill the num with 12 and name you are going to fill with the Sam. In the third option, the empty curly brackets, in the first curly brackets, you are going to fill the num. In the second curly brackets, you are going to print the name. Three options are same. Out of which one we have to use, sir, miss? Whichever you feel easy, that is the best option. I feel this one is easy, miss, go with this one only. If you feel this one is easy, miss, go with this one only. Whichever you feel easy, that is the best. Three options are there. Point is clear? Now, next one is string concatenation. Next question is string concatenation. String concatenation means combining the two strings. Combining two strings. Point is most important. Joining of two or more strings into one string is called as concatenation. String concatenation. Joining of two or more strings into one single string. One single string into single string is called as string concatenation. Okay, combining two or more strings into single string is called as string concatenation. Both of them should be string only. If one of them is string and one of them is not string also, it will throw the error. Both of them should be in the string format. So here, hello plus world. First one is string, second one also string. So since both of them in the string format, it is going to combine them into one single string called as hello world. Sir, in between space will be there, no space. Just it will attach both of them side by side. Attaching two strings side by side. Sir, we use the F for print, sir, whether F is a function. No, F is not a function. So clearly I have taken before to this. F means just it is going to fill. F means just it is going to fill. String concatenation means first string you are combining with the second string. Okay, string 1 and string 2. You are combining two strings. Now, here, if you want the space between them, between the two strings, you want the space. For that, two options are there. One is in the first string at the end, I'm going to give the space. Okay, hello world. I'm going to get the space like this. Second option is hello. In between, I'm going to add the space as a string and world. Hello, space, world. Total three strings I'm concatenating here. String 1 is hello. String 2 is only space. And string 3 is world. Hello, world. Next, Siva plus 2. Now this is a string. And what about this one? It is a int. String plus int. You are trying to add the string plus int. It is going to throw the error that String cannot be concatenated with the int. String concatenation cannot be done. It will simply throw the error. String can concat only string to a string, not to a int. String can be concatenated to a one more string only. Then I want Siva 2. Then what I have to do? You have to take the 2 also in the string format. Then it will give as Shiva 2 like this. Is the point is clear? So two strings, combining two strings is called as string concatenation. And the next concept is called as typecasting. Next concept is called as typecasting. Typecasting means converting one data type to another data type. Now, here I am having, first let us take int. Total 4 data types we have discussed. Let's start with the first one is int. First, let us take some any choice of yours, int value, anything. For example, I'm considering the int value as 24. Now, int value, you try to convert into float, you try to convert into boolean, you try to convert into string. Similarly, you take the float value, then you convert into remaining 3. You take boolean, convert into remaining 3. You take one string and convert into remaining 3. Like that, you are going to convert for each of them. First, I'll start with the int and I'll convert into remaining 3. What are the remaining 3 means? First one is float of 24. I'm going to give the float of 24. When I have given here, this is the float is called as function. Float is called as function. So what are the functions we have discussed till now? One, print function. Next, type function. Type is called as a function. Next, id is a function. Len is a function. So these are the functions which we have discussed till now. Now, next function, what we are going to discuss is float. Now, what is meant by float? Float means inside whatever the value you are going to give, it will be converted to float if it is possible. If it is possible. If it is not possible, it will throw the error. So, for example, you are having the int. Int can be converted to float. So, int can be converted to float and it will give just 24.0 like this. Next, boolean of 24. You are taking the boolean of 24. Boolean of 24 means nothing but bool of any value other than 0. Other than 0. Whether it is a positive or negative. Other than 0, output is true. Only bool of 0 is considered as false. Only the bool of 0 is considered as false. Other than bool of anything. Anything is considered as true only. Other than 0, anything. So bool of 24, you are going to get the output as true. Means it will convert as a boolean data type. Output as boolean. Now, for example, sir, minus 24 is there. Minus 24 also true only. Minus 24,999 something you are having like this. That is also true only. Other than 0. When it is 0, when you are having the 0, then only you are going to get the false. Other than 0, whether it is a positive, negative, whatever the number, minus 600, whatever the number you take, whether you take plus 600, any number other than 0, any number is true. Only 0 is considered as false. Now, next one is string. String of, if you are having any number string like this, just it is going to be converted. The int can be converted to string just by adding the inverted commas, quotes. So a int can be converted to float, a int can be converted to bool, a int can be converted to string. So int can be converted to any other data type. We have tried all the options. So int can be converted to all the data types. Now, sir, for example, int float of minus 24. Let us try with negative value. What is minus 24 means? Minus 24.0. Bool of minus 24. What is bool of minus 24 means? True again. String of minus 24. So you're going to get inverted commas for that. So whether it is a positive or whether it is a negative, int can be converted. From this, we can conclude int can be converted to float, int can be converted to bool, int can be converted to string whether it is positive, whether it is negative number. Now let's start with the Boolean. Sorry, next one is float. Now let's take the float value. So float I'm going to consider as 2.999. Now first let us try the float to convert to int. Int of 2.99, you are going to get 2. So int value means before 2 decimal, whatever the value is there, this value will be taken. So 2.9999 means round figure 3, no sir. That is called as round function. There is one more function called as round. Round of 2.999 will give the 3. That is called as round function. In the int, when you are trying to convert to int, it will not consider the decimal. After the decimal value, whatever is there, it will not consider. For example, here you are having even that in that case also you are having in terms of like this. So just a minute. So it is not going to consider that. Whatever the values are there, it is not going to consider. Now, when you are going with the round function, it is going to have that. Next, Boolean. So bool of 2.999. What is the bool of 2.99 means true. Other than 0, true. String of 2.999. Again, it is going to give inverted commas. Is the point is clear? So float can be converted to int, float can be converted to bool, float can be converted to string. Right? Everything is clear, right? Now, sir, int of 2.99. It is showing that int object is not callable. Some error. It will be converted. Just check once again. It will be converted. Right? Next one is, let us take the bool. What are the bool you are having? Let's go with the Boolean. Int of true. Int of true means 1. True will be considered as 1. Int of true is 1. And int of false is 0. For Boolean, when you are trying to convert to int of true will be considered as 1. Int of false will be considered as 0. And float of true. Float of true means 1.0. Float value. And float of false means 0.0. When you try to convert any Boolean to int, you are going to get int of true is 1, int of false, because in Boolean only 2 options are there. Either true will be there or false will be there. So when you are trying to convert to true, you'll get 1. When you are trying to convert false, you are going to get the 0. For float, you are going to get 1.0. For float of false, you are going to get 0.0. Next, string of true. When you try to convert a Boolean to string, just it is going to add the inverted commas. And when you try to convert the string of false, again it is adding the inverted commas. Just it is adding the inverted commas. So from this, int can be converted to float. Int can be converted to bool. Int can be converted to string. 3 of them are possible. Next, float. Float can be converted to int. Float can be converted to bool. Float can be converted to string. 3 of them are possible. Next, Boolean. Bool can be converted to int. Bool can be converted to float. Bool can be converted to string. So this is also possible. Now, most important point is string. This is most important. Why, sir? You'll understand next. The reason behind that you'll understand. String. Now, how to convert the string? Let's see. Okay. String of true. You're going to get like this with respect to inverted commas true. String of false, inverted commas false. Maybe here one of the student is asking, guys, are you using any older version? Means have you installed the Anaconda before itself, or you have installed the Anaconda recently? I mean, your Python. Check with the version. check with the version, right? How to check the version also we'll discuss. Okay, I will show you how you can check the version and everything also you can see. Okay, now int of, so here string, let us take the string. Now you know the string can consist of only text, that is possible. Text with numeric or special characters, some characters, that is also possible. Text without text, only numeric also possible. So string can be anything. Multiple combinations are there in the string. Now, which can be converted to int? Which string can be converted to int means which string consists of only the numerical data that can be converted to int. This point is important. For example, your string consists of Siva, then it cannot be converted. In that case, it will throw the error. Here, the most important point is string can be converted or not. That is the interview question. String can be converted to int or not. Means answer is string can be converted to int if it is having only numerical data. Only numerical data. Then only it is possible. Other than numerical data, if for example, you are having 1, 2, 3, space also is there. One additional character other than numeric, one additional character is there also. Here, for example, space, and you're having in terms of dot or something like this. Okay. Now, if you are having anything like this, it will throw the error. In this case, it will throw the error. If you are having something 1, 2, 3s, it will throw the error. Only numeric data can be converted. Only the numerical data can be converted. Other than numeric, if you are having anything, it will throw the error. Sir, for example, 1, 2, 3 dot 0 can be converted? No, dot will be considered as the special character, full stop. It is considering them as a full stop. When you are having only exclusively numbers, then only. Sir, for example, I'm having 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 dot 4 you are having. Now, this cannot be converted to int, but it can be converted to float. 123.0 can be converted to float. It can be converted to float, but it cannot be converted to int. If you try to int, it will consider this dot as a full stop and it will throw the error. When you are converting this one to float, it is possible. Is the point is clear? First, let us start with the string. Within the string, let us consider only SRK. Let us forget the numerical data. There is no numerical. Only this one is there. Only text or some special characters are there. Let us focus first this. Can I convert int of this? Let us take int of. Let us store this one in the s variable. Int of s. No. Error. Float of s. Error. Bool of s. Yes, it is possible. Output is true. Other than 0, anything is true only. Now, S is equal to SRK space some yes, something you are having. Miss additional one character is there. Other than text, one special character. Character can be space, character can be 0, dot. The character can be at the rate of, comma, full stop, anything. Any one character. Any in that case also no. This is no. This is no. If you ask, and this is okay. When you ask with respect to bool of s, again, this is okay. So if you are having text character or special character, it cannot be converted to int or float. When you are having the text character, it cannot be converted to int or float. Now, if the string consists of numerical data, numerical data, a numerical data without decimal, a numerical data without decimal, a numerical data with decimal. If this is the case, in that case, can be converted to int? Yes, it can be converted to int. Can be converted to float? This one, let us see. 1, 2, 3, I'm taking this one and it can be converted to int. The same I'm asking in terms of float, float of 1, 2, 3. So this is also possible. And if I ask bool of string 1, 2, 3, this is also possible. Bool also possible. Now here I'm having 1, 2, 3.0. Now in this case, int, if I try to take the int of this one, 1, 2, 3.0. So it is not possible. Float of 1, 2, 3.0. Yes, this is possible. Bool of 1, 2, 3.0. This is also possible. Is the point is clear now? Right? If you are having any special character other than numeric, you can't convert to int. You can't convert to float. When you can convert the float means when you are having 1, 2, 3.0 only. For example, instead of 1, 2, 3 point, comma 0 is there. It will throw the error. When you are having 1, 2, 3.0 or 1, 2, 3.45 something. Sir, for example, 123.45, again 0.56. Then it will throw the error. Once again, it will throw the error. Why? Because it is not considered as a value. Who is going to say this one as value? You are going to say this one as three point 45, 0.56. You'll say like this. Anyone in the class will say that one. Converting to output like this 123.45.56, then what is this is called as float? No, it is not considered as a float. So that is the reason it is not giving the output. Is the points are clear? Now here it is one of the student is asking the question, sir, 2.99, if you are considering the 2.99 and 2.99 can be converted as int. Done. Now the same 2.99, if it is in the string format, same 2.99 is in the string format, why it is not converting to int? It is because it is considering this 2.99. This is as a full stop. Who knows? You have written one comment that 2 for the I have asked 2 questions for you. What is the first question is 1 plus 2. What is the second question I asked is 45 plus 54. You have given the first question answer 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Second question answer as 45 plus 54. For that you have given 2.99. How you can consider as a single value? Maybe 2 values. Because it is a string now. But if it is a string means that possibility is there. When it is float, how the possibility will be there? Float means 2.99. That is a single value. But whereas this one in consider 2 full stop 99. You can consider like this also. Why do you have to consider 2.99 only? You can consider this one as a full stop also now. Is the point is clear, guys? Right? For example, you are having 10.23.1.1. This is a string. This is a string. It cannot be converted as int. It cannot be converted as float. If it is converted as int, now you are going to get like this. You have to get like this, but it is not possible. It will not delete the value like that. If it is considered as like this and it is giving the output, then what is the meaning of this? Can you take this value as, can you store this value at least directly without using the inverted commas? That is considered as a value first. No, it is not even considered as a value. Without inverted commas, we can't even store also. For example, like 10.2 point, just try like this. It will not even accept. It is neither it's int, it is neither float, it is neither boolean, it is neither with respect to string. When you are having 10.23, then it is considered as float, and float object will be created. And in that object, 10.23 will be stored. When you are asking like this, then what type of object it has to create? So there is no object for that particular value. So it can't store that one. Simply it will throw the error. Is the points are clear? Now, using this, we are having some Microsoft questions. So here in the Google, I'm typing Microsoft questions on Python. Okay. So here I'm opening with respect to some Microsoft questions. So let us see. Sir, for this also Microsoft, yes, we are having one Microsoft certification in Python. Okay. Now the certification code is 98.98-381. See, first question. What is the first question is drag and drop. What is meant by drag means here these options are there. Na? These you have to drag and you have to place here. Okay. You are writing a Python program. The program colors the customer data and stores in the data correctly so that it can be stored in the database also correctly. Now you have to give the data type exactly. For age, what is the age is equal to 2? What is the data type? It is a int. You have to drag the int into this. Minor is equal to false. It is a boolean because right side value is boolean data type. Next, this one, string, this one, float, and this one, string, again string. So that is the answer. Int, bool, string, float, and string. Now, question number 2. Now, this is important question. Now you have to do this. I will wait. Most important point to be remembered in the class from this today to next 4.5 months, you have to remember one point is I require correct answer, not the quick answer. Don't focus on the quick. Who is telling very fast, I will not remember them. Who is telling correctly, I will remember them. I require the correct answer. Take 1 minute more time also for me, no problem. But give me correct answer. This is what we have discussed in the today's class only. You can write in the notes also for me, no problem. I require the correct answer. Option A or option B, C, D. Which one? First one. Sorry, I have not completed. Sorry, guys. I have not completed the input of na. So you don't know what is this. Sorry, I have not completed. This one function was not completed. Sorry. Let's ignore. Just ignore. I have not completed that. The next topic is that one only. I have forgot. The next topic is input function. Okay. So input function is next topic. Okay, fine. So tomorrow we'll complete some input function along with that some of the functions, and we'll see these things also in the tomorrow's class. Okay. So using in terms of the fundamental data types, fundamental data types and operators, 2 options are there. Using these one only in Microsoft, you'll get at least 5 to 6 questions in that exam. 20% weightage is there. Okay. So some questions, sorry, this one was not completed. If you know correct answer also well and good, but it was not completed. So we'll discuss later. In the tomorrow's class, I will discuss. Sorry. Right. And coming to this,